Come now to our main event. These are junior welterweights, Zack Padilla and Ricky Meyers. Meyers is the favorite coming in here, but Padilla, as we said earlier, said, I didn't come 2,500 miles for nothing. I intend to win it.
Ricky Meyers is only 25 years old, but it seems like he's been on the edge of contention forever. He's been in some of the most interesting, exciting, and sometimes disputed bouts on ESPN. Early in his career, he had a string of knockouts like this one over Juan Rivera. When he faced one-time phenom Mickey Ward after a big win over Donald Ellison, he looked like he was on his way, and he handled Ward easily. But then came a KO loss, a disputed win over Ray Oliveira, and then he would move on to this match against Carl Griffith. They battled on even terms over 10 rounds. And Ricky still seemed unsure of the style that was wrought for him by new trainer Eddie Mustafa Muhammad. And the results were a draw. So his match with former champion Livingstone Bramble seemed like a career fight, and Ricky stepped up with a great effort. He and Bramble produced one of our best matches of 1992, and Ricky came away with a hard-fought win. And he feels he's improved, but with some help.
I think it's because of Eddie Muhammad, because I've been with a number of trainers. I've been fighting for a total of 13 years, and Eddie brings out the best of every person who I've ever worked with, including adding his own stuff to my style. And he brings out the best of everybody who I've ever learned anything from. And whatever works, he brings out of me, and that's what I use in the ring.
So Zack Padilla will have that to face when he answers the opening bell against Ricky Meyers. We mentioned earlier, Padilla is a guy who did not come here simply to show up.
And as we take a look at the keys to victory for Meyers, I think as we look at our AutoZone keys, Meyers needs to use intelligent pressure, not to go after him with a vengeance, but do it in an intelligent way. Avoid the uppercut. That's a punch that Sanchez knocked him out with. For Padilla, when I say Eastern exposure, he is coming to a place he's never fought before. He's got to avoid any of the problems of being here, and he's got to impress these judges if he goes the distance. Up the middle, that's where Ricky Meyers is vulnerable, especially to that uppercut.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a very good fight. Padilla and Meyers, this is in the junior welterweight division, and here's Ed Darian.
From Harrah's Atlantic City, this is the main event of the evening. The judges, Richard Strange, John Potteret, and Tommy Kazmarek. In the ring at this time, the man in charge of the scheduled 10-round junior welterweight bout, referee Arthur Mercanti Sr. And now, my good friends, introducing the principals. First, in the red corner, wearing the black trunks with the blue trim. He tipped in at an even 138 pounds. All the way from Azusa, California. This young man professionally has 14 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw with 9 knockouts. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome aboard Zack Padilla. And his opponent in the blue corner, wearing the solid black trunks. He weighed in at an even 141 pounds. From Port Reading, New Jersey, he has 19 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw with 11 knockouts. Boxing fans, here is Ricky The Rock Meyers.
Gentlemen, you both know the rules of the New Jersey State Athletic Commission. You obey the rules and I'll enforce them. Shake hands now, return to your corners, await the starting bell.
So there is a look at Ricky Meyers.
And the man he's facing, Zack Padilla, who is looking across the ring at a man, probably the toughest guy he has faced, and also in maybe his most pivotal fight as a pro. And for Zack Padilla, this first round is very important because he's got to get off to a decent start against Ricky Meyers. And Meyers now much more of a boxer than he used to be, so he won't come at you with all-out pressure as he once did when we saw him here in Top Rank Boxing. Pressure, and you can see that's what he wants to do, not rush in against Padilla. Padilla.
I'm back with you now.
Here you are.
Enough of that monologue.
This is kind of the opening act for you here.
Yeah, that's good. We have a little microphone problem, and now I'm back. What's happened so far?
So far, it's been it's been uneventful, so you didn't miss too much. Both men taking the first round to feel each other out. And the interesting thing about this, Barry, is that this fight could go one of two ways, really, as we said in the open. It could be an all-out war once they get cooking, or it could be a very kind of a chess match.
I think how Padilla fights this fight is really going to be one of the real keys to the fight.
Yeah, he wants not to engage constantly in warfare with Meyers. I think he would like to keep it at a certain pace.
And we talked to his people earlier today, and they really expressed some concern about what if this is a close fight? Are we going to get a decision if, in fact, we win a decision? And that's an honest concern.
They're from California. He's never fought here. Ricky Meyers, his crowd favorite here. He's been around here. Although Ricky Meyers, in truth, when it push comes to shove, and they're close decisions, Ricky Meyers has generally done okay here. Many thought that, and in the East in general, even against Ray Oliveira in Legend, Connecticut, a lot of people thought he might have lost that fight. So far in this, and I'm not suggesting he's gotten the hometown decisions or anything, it's just in the close fights he's fared okay. Now, excellent work by Padilla so far on the inside. He is sticking to the middle with his attack, not giving Meyers a chance to hit him with too many roundhouse punches and left hooks, doing what they want from him.
Yeah, fighting a very intelligent fight so far. And actually, just to belabor that point a little bit more, and that's how Meyers opened up Padilla and got there with a combination. Their concern was not so much that the judges would cheat. I don't even mean to imply that, but just that they would see Ricky Meyers more than they would see Padilla, because the crowd would react.
Tonight, it's a dream come true.
If you're in business, you know advertising can be a hit-or-miss proposition. Some is off target, and even the big idea can fall short. But advertising on cable TV is a surefire way to reach your most likely customer, because whoever you're aiming for, there's a cable channel that targets your buyers in your area. Cable TV advertising. It works.
Call Doug Barrington, 637-7744.
Well, Ricky Meyers needs a little more of this. Slapping with a couple of punches, but putting the pressure on Padilla and backing him up. And, you know, I said I thought Padilla wanted a slower pace of this fight. I do think that, but I think he's much better on the inside against Meyers than he is on the outside.
But we said earlier, as we take a look at the numbers in the first round, and Padilla throwing a lot more punches, there have been times when Padilla has been content just to get in and brawl. And I mean successfully. He's won those fights.
Yeah, and you know what? And you almost don't, you can't really call it brawling when he's throwing good, short, compact punches on the inside. I want to take people back to January 12th, 1992, when Fernando Sanchez knocked Ricky Meyers out, and I mean crushed him with an uppercut on the inside. And that is, Padilla, watch those tapes, you know it. You can see it the way he's fighting. Everything's coming from inside, real short, from underneath. He's just looking to see if he can catch Meyers in that same posture. Now, the old Ricky Meyers really liked it when these fights were fought in close quarters. Does this version of Ricky Meyers like it?
It'll be interesting to see. Padilla doing some very good work and staying very busy. And you can hear how the crowd reacts when Meyers throws a punch.
And the danger, you're right, and the danger is when Padilla steps back, Meyers has caught him with a couple of good shots. All that good short work on the inside by Padilla. Good body work by Meyers. I think Ricky Meyers ought to take it upon himself to maybe fight from a longer distance if he can.
That's it, hook, dig, Ricky, come on, dig! All right, break! Rick, stop holding.
Interesting, when you and I talked to fighters in the morning, we we've said this before on the air, but oftentimes you can tell who has a real chance to win and who doesn't.
Yeah.
And you really had the feeling from Padilla that this was no nonsense, that he was going to give himself the best chance to win.
Yeah, he's in good shape. He's won 7 fights since he came back, and ironically, that long layoff was due purely to managerial problems. Usually you don't have a 5-year layoff because of that. Couldn't get the right fights and had to get it together. And now at 29, he's in the midst of what he hopes will be a comeback that will take him to greater heights in the junior welterweight division.
He had a great amateur career, and interestingly enough, the people who are with him now are the people who were with him as an amateur.
Rare in professional life to see that. Before he retired, he lost to Dwayne Trim, knocked out. You see, there's that little uppercut. Look at those uppercuts.
Both hands. Got there with the right hand once and the left hand another time. This has been an excellent round for Padilla.
He is staying so well to his game plan, and in a sense, Ricky Meyers is allowing him to. The old Ricky Meyers wanted to come in and do this, and I think maybe now he might do better at longer range against Padilla.
Padilla also intelligently working his way in behind the jab, not just rushing in.
Making Meyers fight him on the inside. It's a good point.
Coming to the end of the second round, and this has been a very good round for Padilla. I think a clear-cut winner of this round.
There we were, 1 billion miles outside of the hood. The bus got a flat, got no jack. Homie's gonna cut his grass. What's up?
4.5. $4.5 here down. $6 sold.
The man's round sells, but he's got no beat.
Pardon me.
That was death. Yo, MC Cow Seller, but fresh.
Hey, you want to take 4 of your luckiest friends to the college basketball championships in New Orleans? Just dial 1-900-370-FAB5 to enter and win ESPN's Fab 5 Fantasy Basketball Weekend. It's only 95 cents. You get 95 cents sitting around, and you got to be 18 years or older. Your own jet, luxury hotel accommodations, great restaurants, and the best seats for all the games. Hang with guys like Dick Vitale. ESPN's Fab 5 Fantasy Basketball Weekend in New Orleans. Sponsored by Quaker State and Pizza Hut. Call right now.
No phone call required.
Here's the work of Zack Padilla on the inside. Nice uppercut. Those short uppercuts with both the left and the right hand have been effective.
And again, we talk about the fact the crowd reacting to Meyers' punches, and he did have one good punch in there, but he threw 3, all of which the crowd reacted to, and only 1 got there.
There you see in round 2, Padilla having a huge round, and so many great punches on the inside. 111 of Padilla's 140 punches in the second round were power shots.
But I'll tell you what, the 30 jabs that he threw were effective because he used them to get inside.
Yeah, you're right. And even if they didn't land, they helped him get in there.
And the fact of the matter is, most of that round was fought inside. He didn't need to use the jab.
This is very reminiscent right now of all the bouts that Ricky Meyers used to have leading up to 1992. He was mostly in this posture. So he's giving Padilla, good hook by Meyers. He's giving Padilla the look that he expected. Maybe it's Padilla that's lured him into this bout.
Push him back, Ricky. You go forward. Go forward, Ricky. Fight, Ricky, fight.
Of course, the question is, can Zack Padilla keep up this kind of pace? Ricky Meyers, we saw him in the Bramble bout, just go like a train. You wind up and it keeps on going.
Yeah, that's true. And as a matter of fact, just a moment ago, Padilla took a step back and took a pretty good breath.
He's throwing a lot of punches in this bout.
Yeah, he is. Maybe a little cut along the hairline of Padilla. Both these fighters, incidentally, have a history of cutting.
Zack Padilla, good hook by Meyers. That's going to be his ticket in this bout. He wants to double with the hook to the body and the head. There you'll see Meyers do. There it is. There it is. That was the double hook. He missed with the one to the head. Ricky Meyers, he's a smart guy in there, and he knows how to fight this style. He was taught this style, and he knows if he doubles up with that hook, he's going to catch Padilla in the head.
I think that cut on Padilla is alongside the left eye rather than at the hairline, and that could be more of a problem for him. There's a good combination by Meyers. Meyers doing a little bit better in this round.
Well, But your point's well taken about how every one of his punches is going to get big reaction. Nice right by Padilla. That may have temporarily stunned Ricky Meyers.
I think it did. He backed out of there in a big hurry.
And Padilla working so effectively still on the inside. Still looking for the uppercut. This has been a good round for Padilla. Even though Meyers had his moments there, Zack Padilla has done a lot more work.
Again, most of his punches of Meyers are blocked, but you wouldn't know it from the crowd. And really, that could be a factor. It's Al Bernstein back at Harris in Atlantic City. Reminder that right after SportsCenter, women's NCAA basketball out of the Pac-10 Conference will be Arizona State, nationally ranked California. That's tonight beginning at midnight, 9 o'clock Pacific time. The Cal Bears doing a pretty good job. Milika Vukodinovic.
Well said.
Got that in there. Good player, too.
There is Ricky Meyers landing the left hook. That is going to be very, very important for him, that punch. You saw him start to double up with the punch, but still Zack Padilla, I think, doing the lion's share of the work, the effective work. There is the edge for Padilla through round 3. It's not a huge edge, but it's a pretty good edge for 3 rounds, actually.
Throwing a lot of punches.
The more I look at it, it's a pretty big edge.
About 115 punches a round.
Meyers, who was 25 years old, told us today, you know, I need to get in against really good guys in the next year or so and find out if I have what it takes to be a champion. If I don't, move on with my life and get to do something else.
I think he's in there with a pretty good guy tonight.
He is. And he's had some very tough fights. I've got Padilla winning all 3 rounds. I know you might be able to make a case for Ricky Meyers in one of these rounds, but I just feel objectively Padilla has done more. And you know what? Ricky Meyers has fought tough guys. We're going way back to losing to Tony Martin in 1990. Then he gets Delmar Paisano, who he beats, Don Allison, who he beats, Mickey Ward, who he beats, loses to Sanchez, beats Ray Oliveira, beats Roland Cummings, who's not a bad guy, draw with Griffith, and beats Livingstone Bramble. That's a tough group of guys in a row to fight. They all have skills.
I think the point that you made earlier really is significant in this fight, and that is that Padilla obviously went in here with a game plan, has stuck to it. And why not? I mean, Meyers hasn't really been able to stop it. I don't mean to imply that Meyers isn't doing anything. Meyers is not far out of this fight.
No, and he's landing good shots, but you see him there, for instance. Ricky is taking more than he wants to take in order to get a couple of shots in. And he's also not cranking up. There's a good left hook by Meyers. He's not getting that punch in as much as he'd like. And there's the jab. You know Eddie Mustafa Muhammad wants him to use the jab more.
Hook right hand, Ricky.
Padilla continuing to throw a lot of punches. And when he's in close, he's out of harm's way.
There's a jab of Meyers. See, these are the skills that he has gotten better at, and this is the bout to use them in. Because you can see Zack Padilla has got the other style kind of figured out. From a distance, though, Ricky Meyers can get the job done.
Padilla really setting a very torrid pace for himself here.
He is throwing a lot of punches, averaging well over 100 a round.
Hasn't dropped off in this one.
Come on, Ricky.
Good, short, little punches. They're not designed to knock you out, but they're designed to score points.
Come to the end of the 4th round, and it's just been a repeat of the first 3. That shot by Meyers was caught in the glove of Padilla.
Ricky Meyers is supposed to be the left hook artist, but in this case, Zack Padilla lands a good one. But you saw that didn't really move Meyers, but it was a good punch that landed.
And in Ricky Meyers' corner, Eddie Mustafa Muhammad urging him to use the jab.
Well, and to buttress that, look at how few jabs have been thrown and few have been landed. Now, that's not a problem for Padilla because he's fighting mostly on the inside. Ricky Meyers really wants to use that jab, and that's what Eddie Mustafa Muhammad is saying to him. The old Ricky Meyers would have wanted this fight this way, but they changed the style for this reason. They saw what Sanchez did to him on the inside. A good inside fighter with short punches was giving him all kinds of trouble. Padilla's rocked him with a couple shots.
Yeah, he might have rocked him right there because once again, Meyers backed out of there.
Ricky Meyers is making this fight more difficult. The things that he has worked on so hard with Eddie Mustafa Muhammad are the things he should look for.
Very, very, very bad cut over the right eye of Ricky Meyers. Very bad cut.
And we don't have an indication whether it came from a clash of heads or not. He was getting whacked with some punches, though.
I didn't see a clash of heads.
I didn't either. And Padilla is whacking him on the inside.
That is a pretty bad cut. Arthur Mercanti takes a good long look at it. He's got a long way to go even in this round.
And even if it is from a clash of heads, I'll tell you what, Ricky Meyers has allowed this to happen, all the inside action and the banging. That's where he should be double and triple jabbing, then throwing the right hand. Well, he tried it there. It didn't work.
I would be surprised if that cut was from a clash of heads.
Yeah, I think it maybe, I agree with you. I think it came from maybe a left uppercut or left hook by Padilla. I don't think either man is really using his head that much as a weapon, even though they're banging around a little bit.
Yeah, not much. If anybody is, Meyers is.
It's the hook by Meyers. For Ricky Meyers right now, Padilla is right in his game plan. He's right doing what he's doing. If Meyers is going to fight like this, he better really crank those left hooks. That's his best chance to win with the fight being fought the way it is now.
There's going to be a sense of urgency without question for Ricky Meyers because he knows that that cut is a problem right now. It can only get worse.
Well, you think Zack Padilla came in shape for this fight? He is throwing a huge number of punches. Good, short, crisp little punches like that. Look at him. He is just right to the game plan he wanted, and he's also slipping that left hook by Ricky Meyers, making it very tough for Meyers to land that.
It's not uncharacteristic for Padilla. I mean, this guy, since he came back after the 5-year layoff, has fought fights like this. They got some work to do in the corner of Ricky Meyers, without question. They got a good guy to do it, though, Eddie Aliano.
Punch, Rick. That's what work, Doc. You got the roll and punch. It's good. It's good. We got the roll and we got the punch, baby. Listen up. We got the roll and we got the punch.
That's a very bad cut.
We got the roll and we got the punch. We got the roll and we got the punch, Rick. Listen to me, yeah? Roll and punch. Once more. Let's go, man. You got to push it now, baby. Wake up in there. Wake up in there, right? All right, roll and punch, man. Roll and punch. It's going to work now. And he got the cut under control. Don't worry about it. Roll and punch.
Interesting. Let's take a look and see if we can see if any heads clash. Not really anything serious there. Maybe, oh, I think it's that uppercut. Definitely the left uppercut that created the cut. Heads didn't bang that hard, so, and the uppercuts are known to do that. Now, you know, Eddie Mustafa Muhammad showed you again why he's a good trainer. He's been trying to get Meyers to fight for long range and jab, but he sees it's not going to happen. His man's not going to do that, whether instinctively or mentally. So Eddie said to him, roll and punch. Eddie Mustafa is on with us now. Eddie, yeah. you changed deliberately. Did you get the feeling Ricky Meyers just isn't going to jab and stay on the outside, so you told him to roll and punch, feeling he's in that style now, he better make the best of it?
Well, he has to get into another mode now. Definitely have to roll and punch and do what I tell him to do. But yeah, the cut is well taken care of by Eddie Aliano. All Ricky has to do is follow instructions, roll and punch, and you know, he should be out of trouble.
It looks like a pretty nasty cut, though, Eddie. Can he survive the cut?
Yeah, I would think so. He can survive. He has to roll and punch. That's all he has to do, like he's doing now.
You also urged him to use the jab, which he's not doing. Early he was using it. It was very effective.
Yeah, but Ricky's a warrior, and you know, it's hard to tell him to jab when he's strictly a warrior.
So it's gut time now, and he's got to crank up those hooks, huh?
Oh, no question. And I think he will.
Thanks, Eddie.
You're welcome.
Well, see now, what he's saying is really what I said, and that is, it's now time for Ricky Meyers to be the warrior because he didn't employ the other strategy. And I'll tell you what, he's finding it tough because Zack Padilla is punching harder than they thought, and he's much more accurate.
Padilla really fighting an intelligent fight. You can't say enough about him. He knows he's got his man in trouble. He's not being careless.
He is he's doing what they felt they could do. Now, had Ricky Meyers, there's a nice uppercut by Meyers, but boy, it's so little compared to what Padilla's doing. Had Meyers been able to box him a little more and be more of the boxer puncher, which he has been in some recent bouts, it might have thrown Padilla's game plan off, but he wasn't able to do that, despite the urgings of Eddie Mustafa Muhammad. So now Eddie is telling him, go be Ricky Meyers, be the guy with all the guts and the power and all the rest of it, which he's trying to be, but the cut is bothering him, and the excellence of Padilla is bothering him.
Yeah, and the body work, I think, is starting to wear him down a little bit, too. Padilla doing an excellent job of going downstairs to upstairs. There it is again. Right hand of the body, right hand of the head. And as you said, the cut clearly is bothering Meyers.
And Meyers backing up now, and not backing up in a way that he's boxing, just kind of letting himself be pushed back.
But blood getting in the eye, and that, of course, makes a fighter a one-sided fighter, and you got a big problem. And he does have a big problem by the name of Zack Padilla. End of round 6. We'll be back. The doctor has come into the corner of Ricky Meyers and said that is enough. The cut is too bad. And I'll tell you what, there aren't enough good things in my book, at least, to say about how Eddie Mustafa Muhammad handled this.
Ricky Meyers wanted to go on, and he said to Eddie Mustafa, he said to Ricky Meyers, Eddie did, no, you'll fight another day. Here it is between rounds.
Roll and hook, Rick. That's too bad. Give me one more round, Doc. Give me one more round, Doc. No. Is it bad, Doc?
Yeah, too bad.
Okay, it's too bad, Rick. Rick, it's too bad. Rick! Rick, wake up. Hey, we'll fight another day, Rick. We'll fight another day. We'll fight another day.
Boy, that is the best advice I've ever heard.
It's two things. It's Eddie Mustafa Muhammad being a compassionate guy, and it's him having confidence in Dr. Doggett, who's one of the most experienced ring doctors in America, to know that a cut was bad. They care about the boxer as a human being. Good for them.
Yeah, just terrific. Just cool. Boy, I can't say enough about Eddie Mustafa Muhammad. Can't say enough about this guy. He did a tremendous job. Came in with an idea, executed it perfectly. Here's Ed Darian to make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the advice of Chief Physician Dr. Frank B. Doggett, referee Arthur Mercanti Sr. stops this bout at the end of the 6th round. And a winner by a TKO, Zack Padilla. And how about a nice round of applause for Ricky The Rock Meyers.
So Zack Padilla is the winner. He does so in impressive fashion. When we come back, we will talk with the winner from Azusa. But it was a terrific performance by Zack Padilla, and right now we go to the center of the ring and Al Bernstein.
This man had a great, to him it was the Super Bowl, maybe one of your biggest wins as a professional. Zack, you performed flawlessly. You had your game plan, you were going to come up the middle on him, and you did it.
Yeah, well, I knew that he was going to come straight at me, but for some reason, the first round he just started, he fought way different, and so I just took the fight to him. I didn't want to waste a lot of energy just dancing around and doing a lot of slick stuff. I just wanted to get it over with. If I could have went 10 rounds like that, you know.
You were throwing a lot of punches. Let's take a look at the cut, and you'll see it. You cut him with an uppercut, I believe, and we'll see it from a couple different angles.
Well, he was cut in a fight before. I seen him one time get cut in exactly the same place. I wasn't looking forward for cutting him. It just happened, you know. But I'm glad it happened, though.
Well, and you did it with a punch, not with a clash of heads.
Yeah, he came in with his head a lot, but still I managed to get by it.
And the punch you did it with, interestingly, was the uppercut. That was the punch you wanted to land a lot of. You stuck with that, and you landed quite a few.
Yeah, well, I seen tapes of him, and I know he was always open up the middle, you know, because he throws his punches from, Rudy was telling me that he throws his punches from roundhouses and stuff, you know, a lot of cooks, and my trainer told me to go straight up the middle.
Well, did he hurt you with any of the left hooks that he hit you with?
Actually, I didn't get hurt at all, you know. When I spar, my sparring partner gave me a harder time than he does, you know.
Well, you're 29 years old now. You've come back with now 8 straight wins since your layoff. You got to be feeling pretty good, and what do you think is in your future in the near future?
Well, hopefully to get a belt of some kind, you know, because, you know, I'm getting old. I ain't getting any younger, you know.
Well, 29's not too old.
Well, I'm going to be 30 next month. you know, so I'll be on March 15th. I'll be 30. So next March I'll be 31, and then 32, and then 33, and then.
You're making me feel old, Zach.
I haven't seen a gray hair in my head.
Well, I got a few, so don't worry about it. Listen, so you'd like to get in maybe for USBA or NABF or something like that pretty soon. This fight's got to give you a lot of confidence, though.
Yeah, it did. You know, it gave me a lot of confidence. I was, you know, I was like ready for this fight. I trained real hard for it. You know, I like to thank all my sparring partners back home, Shane Mosley and.
He's a good man.
Yeah, he's a good fighter, and I like to thank him for helping me out.
Will that 5-year layoff give you a little more longevity in your boxing life? I know you're concerned about it. You want to get moving, but you did have 5 years where you didn't take any beatings.
Yeah, well, I got real fat, and I felt that I needed to do something with my life, and I felt that boxing was it.
Well, you've done it tonight. Congratulations, Zach.
Thanks a lot. I'd like to thank ESPN for this opportunity.
Well, you're more than welcome. Zack Padilla with an outstanding performance. I hope we see him again. He's a terrific boxer. We'll be back to close things out here from Harris, so don't go away. Barry and I will be back.